Good morning everyone. Today we're going to do a little job on our Crosstrainer, which over a period of time has a problem developed with the LCD display, making it almost unusable. The display has faded, the LCD readout has really faded to a degree where you can hardly see it, and making it very difficult to adjust the settings and operate the device. So I don't know even whether this shows up, but the display is very faint, and we believe it's the polarizing film on the LCD screen that has gone over a period of time, not enabling you to see the actual digits displayed. The LCD is working, the figures, numbers and information is coming up, but unreadable. So we're going to take it all apart and let's have a look and see what we can do. So I've now removed the LCD control unit display panel from the Crosstrainer, and we're now going to disassemble it and have a look inside. So let's see what we can see here as we move down. And here we have the panel. We have already removed the screws that hold the two halves together, take off the back plate, and this is what we have inside. This is the back of the PC circuit board, which now we have to remove from the frame, and then we can see the LCD panel on the other side. So we'll just get the screwdriver and we'll whiz that out now. 8 screws to remove, and then we can take a look at the panel. Now this Crosstrainer is about, oh goodness me, it's about 16 years old, so it still works fine apart from the display panel. So hopefully if we can get this to a stage we can read it, it will make the machine quite usable again. So having removed the screws, we can now gently lift off the panel. And here it is, the LCD panel revealed on the other side. Now, I can already see it's like this burning mark that you have here. This is indicative of the screen working okay, but the film on the back has basically gone, and so we need to remove that and replace that with new polarizing film. So we'll get this off and have a look inside. So LCD lifts clear, and we just need to unplug it from the circuit board underneath, and then we can have a close look. First thing, we pull off the ribbon cable which connects the control panel buttons to the PC board. We just gently ease that out of the connector there, and then we just unclip the two connections to the LCD screen from the board. There's one, and here is number 2. Just gently remove those. And now the board is clear and the LCD panel is now clear. That's the backing, that's the actual LCD illumination screen, LED powered, and here is the actual LCD screen itself with the rubberized ribbon connectors here, and you can see that the two LANs that they make connection with on the back of the PC board. I've already marked these so I know which way they go round, so we get it back in the right relationship when we reassemble. So the next thing is we have to remove the polarizing film, where you can see basically there is a darkening around the edge where the film has deteriorated over a period of time. So anyway, we'll take that out now and then we'll replace it with new polarising film. So what we're going to do now is to take our glass scraper and we're going to very carefully remove the polarising film from the front of the LCD glass panel. We just hook it under the corner here. We'll try and get it off without breaking it too much, but it is quite old, so we'll hopefully, it's lifting now. I can see it leaving a little bit of adhesive behind, which we'll have to clean off later. Film gets a little brittle with age, now it's lifting. And we're peeling off the film, hopefully taking most of the adhesive with it. The rest we'll clean off with spirit cleaner. So there's the front polarising film, which clearly has gone, and then we've got to do the back one afterwards. But let's have a look at this one. You can see there's a little bit of residue left. I can even smell it. Amazing. You can still smell the like the adhesive residue. So look at that little scrape. Get the hard bits off. So now guys, we've removed the polarising film off one side, the front side of the glass. We've got to clean that with some thinners and cleaner in a moment. But first, before we do that, we've got to take off the polarising film on the reverse side, because both sides are covered with the film and both sides need to be removed. So we'll take off this second side, then we'll clean it with glass cleaner, and you can see all the residue of the adhesive that we've scraped off with the glass scraper. So just as we did with the front side of the panel, the LCD panel, we're now removing the polarising film off the rear. I've just used the glass scraper to lift the corner. Now we'll carefully peel it back. To reveal the unpolarised screen itself. Hopefully remove this. Unfortunately, adhesive's being left behind, but it's an old film, has to be expected. We'll peel it back carefully, revealing the LCD panel in all its glory. There's the old polarising film, which has got the severe blackening around the edges, and the clear screen will be fine once we scrape the adhesive off. That will be perfect and ready to apply the new polarising film. So just as we did before on the front of the LCD panel, we're using the glass scraper, carefully removing the old adhesive, which is quite thick actually. So we just have to work our way along and remove this a piece at a time. And it comes off. So now we've scraped off the remaining adhesive film that we can manage to do with the glass scraper. The adhesive film that was holding on the old polarising film, which we can use as a template to cut the new film later. So now, having scraped off the excess residue there, we're now going to use some IPA to clean off any remaining residue and make the glass nice and clean and shiny, ready for attaching and fixing on the new film. So taking our glass cloth, we'll get a little bit of IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and we'll just damp the glass cleaning cloth. And now we'll just give this a nice clean to remove any last traces of the old adhesive that was holding on that. That's looking pretty clean and clear. We'll just give that a dry buff, and then we'll start cutting up the new polarising film, checking we've got it the right way round, because it has different properties depending on the angle that you fix it. So having cleaned the LCD screen properly, we've now cut 2 pieces of polarised film from the sheet, making sure that they were cut in the correct way, which actually has the polarising effect, because if you get them the wrong way round, you don't get any polarising effect. They're basically clear, but when you put them together, you get the polarising effect. So now I've cut those, pulled off the self-adhesive backing, and attached them to the LCD panel. Now that now is a polarised panel, and when we put it back onto the LED backlight and power it up, we should now be able to see all the digits and information showing through on the LCD display panel, the control panel. So now we'll just put this back together into the printed circuit board, and then we'll give it a test. So the first thing we have to do now is lay the LCD repaired panel into the front plate of the control unit to line it up. So that sits in there with the rebate facing us, which is where the rubber connector strips slide into place. So we've put that in place now, and then these are the 2 rubberized connectors that connect the LCD panel to the printed circuit board. And we have to lay these in position into the rebate on the screen. Making sure that they're clean. No dust, because that'll upset the connection. So we'll lay these in place correctly in the screen into the rebate. It's a bit of a fiddly bit. That appears to be all in order, sat in nicely. The next thing we have to do is fit in place the LED backlight. This has to sit on the back here now, inside the connectors. That's it, squared in place. And then the next thing is we fit the printed circuit board into position. This has to be laid in place. There's locating pins. That's on the locating pins. So now the next thing we have to do is to screw that board in place. Make sure it's nice and tight so it clamps against the connectors. Last one going in. This actually came with a screw missing on the board, so I'll leave it as it was. If you have a problem, I'll have to find an equivalent screw. So that's all nipped up. The next thing we do is to put the connectors onto the board. snap those into place. Tuck the wires out the way. Once those two in position. Okay, and then the last thing is the ribbon cable. So we just press that into place on the connector. That's home. And then we have the power 3.5mm power jack that screws into the case, and this connects to the main loom coming out of the Crosstrainer, which we connect up in a minute. So we'll just go and test that out next and check it out. It's all working. So here's the finished control panel with the LED repaired with new film on it. Well, the display panel's working fine again, although it's very difficult to capture on video. It doesn't seem to like, must be the polarizer effect on the camera, but all the display is working, everything's reading out, and once again we can use the control panel. I hope you found this little repair video helpful, and if you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much indeed.